Let's get ready, everyone. Blow our conch shells, having that deepest longing, desire in our heart. It's a soul call, but woo! Where we just gather all our tribe. We gather all the loved ones from the inner world. We we are already surrounded by Christ, Krishna, and the gang, right? Everything wonderful and beautiful. In fact, it is all just the one. It is all just the one. I'm going to sing you a song from a poem, I think, in Songs of the Soul, Paramahansa Yogananda. Oh, all-pervading Spirit. Oh, all-pervading Spirit. The breeze of your inspiration has banished all clouds. The firmament of my mind is clear. With purified eyes, I behold everywhere, everywhere, only thee. I behold everywhere, only thee. The sunshine of thy joy penetrates to the innermost depths of my being. And with the hunger, oh, with the hunger of ages, I feed upon thy light. I feed upon thy light with the hunger of ages. By thy grace and by my constant wakefulness, may this bliss be mine forever and ever. May this bliss be mine. Lower your chin, bow your head, everyone. Forget everything else. The only thing that matters is the one. This one moment that we have right now, this one moment. Because this is the one. Everything is the one. You have nothing more to be concerned about at all, unless you want to concern yourself with this 3D HD heavy delusion world. Just the one. Oh, so simple. All of this. Really, Lord? All lifetimes, all the ups and downs, all me trying to do it, not right, wrong. And it's just be here now, in this moment, because this is the one moment that I can experience you. Everything is here in this one moment. And when we open our eyes and begin the Gita stream, if your eyes are open, just see the one. If your ears are hearing, just know that you're hearing the one. Your hands are touching something, you're touching the one. Smelling something, you're touching the one. Talking, you're talking. You're talking to the one. Or the one is talking through you. You get the rift. Another poem in Songs of the Soul, just a few lines. One by one, I shut the door to my senses lest the fragrance of the rose or the song of the nightingale distract my love from thee. So shut all the doors, kids. We're only here for the one, in the one. Ask the one. So simple. All right. And so it is. All right. We are on chapter 9, which is called the Royal Knowledge, the Royal Mystery, or the Mystery Majestical. I like to say it that way. Sometimes Krishna says it that way, the mystic majestical, or the Royal Mystery. And I thought it was cool because I grabbed this little song, Celestial. I hope you still have that book because we started by sharing from this book. This is why SRF sold this book before Yogananda's commentary came out. It's a poem, and we're going to read this chapter 9 in about 7 minutes. Can you imagine? Where we'll go through all these verses. It's going to take us months. But I want you just to sit back because there's only one thing said in here. One. The one. This just talks about the one. It's only one message to understand. One. There's only one. It's everywhere. The only hitch, the biggest hitch is that it's invisible and intangible, and we're in a very physical, let's get physical world, okay? And we can think with the 5 senses and the 10 senses, actually, when you include those ones of action, it just gets a little hairy. All right, so close your eyes, come on. And I'm so happy to see Lisa and Jim here, and Narayan G basking in the light with all. Love it. See, this is all it takes right here. It's just a few of us. And Jennifer Fitting, thank you so much. I think I called, left a message, but I didn't hear back from you. Okay, so God is calling you always. Give him a call and dial 111. Ask for the one and tell the one, you're my only one. Call me. I want to set up some stuff. All right. I want to do that. So anyway, it's all good. But would you please close your eyes and just absorb what your heart wants you to feel? There's nothing to do here. There's just one focus to have. One. That's so cool, right? All right. Religion by the kingly knowledge and the kingly mystery. That's Sir Edward Arnold in the song Celestial. Krishna's talking. Can you hear him? Imagine we're at our first chakra and we've lit this. Well, the sacred fire always burns, just like the Olympic torch, whether it's Olympic time, but there's the torch of divine consciousness, right? And it's always burning. But we're sitting around a fire, and soul rebels, right? Where we just remember, and alchemize everything just so there's just the remembrance of the one. And Krishna's sitting there delivering this message to us. And it's just so, we're so snuggled there. Our hearts are entwined, just like we are sitting in stream after stream every Tuesday, right? So please get into the environment. Please make this more real than anything else. You have to create your own reality, kids. You have to create your own reality. All right? Let's make it around truth, please. Let's make it around everything beautiful and good. Can we please? I know you are. Thank you so much for that. Eternally grateful. Krishna says, now will I open unto thee, Jennifer, Narayan, Lisa, Jim, Lorraine. Now I will open unto thee, whose heart rejects not. Remember when we read the verse in Master's commentary? It said to that the rejects not was the uncarping one, as Arjuna. Uncarping, meaning you don't ever complain, you don't ever criticize, right? But in this version, it's just Now will I open unto thee, O Arjuna, whose heart rejects not that last lore, deepest, concealed, that farthest secret of my heavens and earths, which but to know shall set thee free from ills. A royal lore, a kingly mystery, yea, for the soul such light as purgeth it from every sin, a light of holiness with innermost splendor shining, plain to see, easy to walk by, inexhaustible. They that receive not this, failing in faith to grasp the greater wisdom, reach not me, destroyer of thy foes. Jennifer, Narayan, Lisa, Jim, that ain't not. They sink anew into the realm of flesh where all things change. You all make one great resolve right now that anything that changes, anything that's fleeting is the total sham, dream, duality, nightmare, delusion. Okay? And we are about anchoring in the changeless, the one. We have one purpose, one goal, one focus here, now, yes, in the past, looking back at the past, in the future, we have just one focus, and that is the unchanging truth of oneness with the one. By me, Krishna goes on to tell us all in our little huddle with the sacred fire burning. By me, the whole vast universe of things is spread abroad. By me, the unmanifest. Krishna's the unmanifest. He's the Krishna consciousness. He's the intuition. He's the guru, everything. In me are all existences contained. So I've created it all. The unmanifest. I'm the whole everything. In me are all of this contained. Not I in them. This whole thing, the universes and all that are contained in him. Not the unmanifest in the changes, in the manifestations of physical things. You're not a physical being. Yet, they are not contained, those visible things. Receive and strive to embrace the mystery majestical. My being, creating all, sustaining all, still dwells outside of all. Make another, just this one resolve. There's no more things to look for. You don't need to try new products. There's only one product you need, because there's always the luster of something else is going to help you out or whatever, right? Endless delusion, that is. But anything out here, anything manifested, it and not ever fed, you'll never be satisfied. Never fed, ever satisfied. Ever fed, never satisfied. Never fed, ever satisfied. Because I am outside them all. I'm not in the physical universe. It's in me. See, as the shoreless airs move in the measureless space, but are not space, the winds at wherever you are, Jen, today, and Ryan and Lisa, if there's winds, there are going to be some kind of breezes or winds eventually, or if it's not today, it's there, right? Just as those winds are blowing around your house right now, or wherever you are, as those shoreless airs blow in the sky, is the sky affected, dears? The winds are doing all this, but the sky is still the sky. The winds are not the sky. You see, your you're changing mind and changing attitudes and changing this and changing your clothes every day and thinking, meaningless. You are just the one with the one. See, as the shoreless airs move into measureless space, but are not the space, and space were space without the moving airs. So all things are in me, but are not I. Because things are just things. People are just people. They come and they go. They're not even real. We're holograms. We're just made of light. At the closing of each kalpa, this is like that night and day of Brahma. At the closing of each kalpa, that's another way to say a big night of Brahma or day of Brahma at the closing. So that's a night of Brahma. Indian prince, all things which be back to my being come. At the beginning of each kalpa, all issue new born for me. So we studied this in the last verse, right? We know of those nights and days of Brahma. It's incredible, right? But he's saying it now for this reason coming up, because he's going to say how he dissolves everything for a while. We go backstage, but we don't get rid of our karma back there, right? And then creation starts up again. This is how it happens, but we still got to go through the cycles. Here's how it happens: by energy and help of Prakriti. You all understand Prakriti is the Divine Mother, the Cosmic Mother. So this creator, this Krishna spirit, this is his design, but creator's got to follow up. Well, creator assigns it to Divine Mother. By energy and help of Prakriti, which is God's outer self, Mother Nature, again and yet again I make go forth the realms of visible things without their will. So we're here without our will, kids. We had nothing to do with this creation. Why are we putting our noses in every darn thing that we can put our noses in, and curious about this and that, and still distracted by baubles? Are you ready? This is the day. This is the one day that God is so happy you're here, because this is where he's going to give you the realization. A gift today. Look for it. Just now. Look for it. Just now. Don't look for it later. Just now. He's with us. He's sharing with us right now. Here come the realms of visible things without their will, all of them by the power of Prakriti, Divine Mother. Yet these great makings that she does, Prince, involve me not. Of course, I'm the director of them. I'm allowing her to do it. She's like, just, okay, Lord. Yet these great makings, Prince, involve me not, enchain me not. I sit apart from them, other and higher and free, no wise attached. Now you have one other resolve to make. Will you please take your nose out of other people's businesses and God's businesses in this creation? Would you please leave your husband alone? Will you please leave yourself alone from your constant carping, analysis of you as the ego mind? Thus doth the stuff of worlds molded by me bring forth all that which is, moving or still, living or lifeless. Thus the worlds go on, and God and truth and your soul doesn't give a hoot about it. It stays aloof. It's disassociated. It's not even concerned about it. The minds, untaught, mistake me, Krishna's still talking, the unmanifest, veiled in form. The minds of souls everywhere, untaught, mistake me, veiled in form. Not see they of my secret presence alone, of my hidden nature ruling all which lives. The source of everything is hidden. The secret presence, hid in nature, ruling all which lives. So these people who don't want to know this truth, So don't care to know this truth. They have vain hopes pursuing, vain deeds doing, fed on vainest knowledge. Senselessly they seek an evil way, the way of brutes and fiends. And we'll learn when we get into the commentary what who the brutes and the fiends are, okay? But you get in the, I just want you, this is just like, sit back. You're going to have learn the greatest kingly wisdom, greatest mystery majestical of all after I finish reading. But you're going to know all about just one focus to have, okay? But my Mahatmas, that's us, great soul. Maha is great. Mahatmas, great souls. But my Mahatmas, those of noble soul who tread the path celestial, worship me with hearts unwondering, knowing me the source. Even the great Greek mystics and things like that, and Confucius's training is all about, people are smart enough if their cat wanders away or their dog to go get the dog, but they have no clue if their heart wanders. They don't go out and get it and bring it back home. With hearts unwandering, knowing me the source, the eternal source of life. I told you this is all you need to know. This is going to be so simple now. Unendingly they glorify me. Seek me, keep their vows of reverence and love with changeless faith, not a failed faith, not a fickle faith, not a faith because you just feel like crap like a human because you're still buying into so much of this delusion and your own thinking ways. And so, almost feeling contempt when someone tries to push you a little more or give you little kickstart of trying to get you more motivated, and then there comes that big contempt. But we're all in the same boat with that. Now we're talking about that changeless face, that indomitable strength, right? Adoring me, yea, and those to adore who, offering sacrifice of their awakening hearts, have sense of the one all-pervading spirit, have sense of my all-pervading presence. The breeze of your inspiration has banished all clouds. The firmament of my mind is clear. With purified eyes, I behold everywhere, everywhere only thee. I behold everywhere only thee. One force in every place, though manifold. One force in everything, but manifold. And variety plus of all the different forms and creatures and rocks and stones and stars and this and that, and then the emotional stories and this and that, right? Manifold. I am, now it goes on to this list, everything God is. You could just be talking for eternity about all that he is until you just realize, oh my God, the one talking is the one. Those are just his manifestations. So I'm just, whatever he says is fine with me. I'm just concentrating on him, the one beloved of forever. I'm the sacrifice. I'm the prayer. I'm the funeral cake set for the dead. I am the healing herb. I am the ghee, the mantra, and the flame, and that which burns. I am all of this boundless universe, the father, mother, ancestor, and guard, the end of learning, that which purifies in lustral water. I am Om. I am Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajur Veda, the way, the fosterer, the Lord, the judge, the witness, the abode, the refuge house, the friend, and fountain and sea of life which sends and swallows up those days and nights of Brahma. Treasures of worlds and treasure chamber, seed and seed sower, whence endless harvest springs. Sun's heat is mine, heaven's rain is mine, to grant or to withhold. Death am I, and immortal life I am. Arjuna, Sat and Asat. I am truth and I am untruth. Visible life and life invisible. You can go, he goes on with the list. Are you still uncertain about what to focus on today? Are you still a little uncertain about really what your mission is today? I don't care. God doesn't care what your outer duties are. He's just wondering when you can carry this consciousness with you into those duties and see everyone as him, just one focus, not a bunch of focuses, not you have your go to work mode, then you have your children mode, then you have your other modes and your time mode and this mode and this mode. What? No, you have one focus, that just the one is you doing this, that you're not even doing this. You don't even exist without that one. Yay. Those who learn the threefold Vedas, we mentioned those threefold Vedas, right? The Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda. Her sins pay sacrifice. For me, they earn passage to Swarga. Swarga is a high place in the celestial heaven where the meats are divine. The manna of heaven is divine. Of great gods, and the great gods feed them in high Hindu's heaven. They get fed by the manna of heaven. Yet they, when that prodigious joy is over, prodigious is this great joy, great paradise spent and wage for merits given, come to the world of death and change once more. They had their recompense. They stored their treasure. That's what they wanted. They wanted to go to Swarga. They may have forgotten a little bit that the place to go to is only one place to go to, not to Swarga, not to different places in the causal world, in the astral world, not for any other reason but the one. So they come back. They had their recompense. They stored their treasure, following the threefold scripture, and it's writ, who seeketh such gaineth the fleeting pleasure of joy which comes and goes, I grant them it. So they get, wherever you go, through whatever vehicle you're or saint, let's say, or teaching, whatever that you're focused on, whatever you want. If you get it, God gives it to you, not through the messenger of whatever it is that you think you're getting it from. But God gives you everything. Or if you don't get it, then God's saying, no, not for you. But to those blessed ones who worship me, turning not otherwhere, with mind set fast, I bring assurance of that full bliss beyond. We're blissed or bust, babies. Nay, and of hearts which follow other gods in simple faith, their prayers arise to me. O Kunti's son, though they pray wrongfully, everything is the one, good, bad, ugly. Don't you get it? But the one is not in this realm of good, bad, and ugly, and all these fickle things that we are, and all the varieties of everything. He's not in here. It is contained in this, the one. For I am the receiver and the Lord of every sacrifice, which these people making those sacrifices don't rightfully know. So they fall to earth again. Who follow gods, go to the gods. Who vow their souls to Pitris, go to Pitris. There's some more kind of gods. Minds to evil buttes, given over, sink to the buttes. And whoso loveth me, cometh to me. Love only, baby. Single-hearted devotion. Whoso shall offer me in faith and love. I love this little verse. We'll get into it when we get to Master's commentary. Whoso shall offer me. I just want you to get a sense that it's all spirit. Right? Is the Gita that difficult now that you're understanding it from? This is why I had that other book. You got to pull yours out and read the same verse where we're on. All right? Take a look and you can read a whole nother verse in 10 minutes. I mean, a whole nother chapter in 10 minutes. You can get the overview just like that, in case you're getting stuck in the mud. And the last thing that I ever want to happen to any of you is that it doesn't mean anything much. You're showing up now, it's a habit. Or you're showing up because, oh, yeah. Come on, throw that away, burn it. Burn it. You got to be here for you right now. And that's why maybe it's so quiet on the Western Front when I ask for a little feedback. And I still have, I'm not going to go there in this stream. All right. It's because you're doing this out of some other motive other than for the one, in the one, as the one. We all should be off it. We should be very, 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 very just calmly out of our minds. And whoso loveth me cometh to me. Whoso shall offer me in faith and love a leaf, a flower, a fruit, water poured forth. That offering I accept, lovingly made with pious will. Whatever thou do, Prince, whatever thou do, Brooke, whatever you do, Jennifer, Narayan, Lisa, Jim, Lorena, eating or sacrificing, giving gifts, praying or fasting, let it all be done for me as mine. All right? If you want to get married, don't do it to get married. Do it for the one. Do everything for the one, okay? And if something goes wrong, then you give it back to the one. You don't have to, you've renounced the sham and you're embracing the one truth. So do it all for him, for the Divine Mother. That's why Divine Mother is so important, because she is operating in charge of this physical manifestation. You see why it's important to get close to the mother and never leave her hug, kids? So praying or fasting, let it all be done for me as mine. So shalt thou free thyself from karma, the chain which holdeth men to good and evil issues. So shalt come safe unto me when thou art quit of flesh, by faith and abdication joined to me. You know, there's so many things to get involved with and get distracted by and read about, and truths and this and that and self-help books and everything. But show me another one that talks about we kids, we got to get out of this mega delusion and come home to the spirit bliss on manifest. And this is the only one that really talks about the sham of everything else so bluntly and so accurately and so lovingly. I am alike for all. I know not hate, I know not favor. What is made is mine. But them that worship me with love, I love. They are in me and I in them. Go through this little book, and every time he talks about how we need to just focus on him beyond manifest. Or Krishna, it's all the same. You have a choice, it's all the same. You know, this is why we have the masters and the lords, so that we can, you know, vary our but it's the same consciousness. It's just the one unmanifest in all of the different souls that are expressing pure truth, right? But go through and write down all the times he says, just come to me, cling to me, love me alone. I'm in you, you're in me. Just do that, and you're going to see that this book is all about that one thing. And I've said that too from the beginning of our Gita stream on January 3rd, September 7th, 1917. 1917. Yeah. And whenever we started in I don't even remember now. It's about 7 years ago, okay? 2017. Nay, Prince, and one of Eve, this is so beautiful too. You think you've had a bad day, you think you're not getting it, you think you're still feeling a little guilty and shame. Nay, Prince, in one of evil life, turn in his or her thoughts straight to me. Because right now, just now, the one is here now. All things, Divine Mother wipes your slate clean all the time. So you get busy and know that you got to help her out and wipe it clean too with her. She through you, right? One of evil life turned in his thoughts straightly to me. Count him amidst the good. He hath the highway chosen. She shall grow righteous ere long. She shall attain that peace which changes not. The Prince of India, be certain none can perish trusting me. Look at these promises. Look at these promises, O Pritha's son, whoso will turn to me, though they be born from the very womb of sin. Woman or man, sprung of the Vasha class or lowly discarded Sudra class, all plant foot upon the highest path. How then the holy Brahmans and my royal saint? This is I have up on our Facebook page, right? Our private Facebook page. I've left it at the top. That's the header for all these years. Quote coming up. Ye who into this ill world are come, fleeting and false, set your faith fast on me. Fix heart and thought on me. Adore me. Bring offerings to me. Make me prostrations. Make me your supremest joy, and undivided unto my rest your spirits shall be guided. Here in this chapter 9 of the Bhagavad Gita. When we have these streams every Tuesday, I talked from the early beginning. What I gotta clue you guys in on what I'm doing myself, right? And I got Lisa kind of interested in it, and it's hard, but it's not hard at the same time. So what I'm trying to say that when you, okay, now let's say Krishna just says, that's all I wanted to tell you guys today, and then just vanishes, right? But no, he says that. What would you do? What would you do? Would you go take the dust of his feet if he wanted to be more personal and stayed there for a little while? Huh? Would you thank him? Would you tell him that that one thing he said was just unbelievable, right? Would you share it back with God at some point? That's what I'm saying. That's why I want to get us all together on a WhatsApp. We got to throw our nuggets up there after every one of these Tuesday streams, because every time you withhold and just go your merry way, I know what it's like. We forget this truth just like that. And you're back into your conditioning just like that, because this is one of the hardest places in all of God's manifestation creations to exist in. So the delusion is the strongest, kids, and we got to stay focused. And the help that we get when we are all together is indispensably the most valuable thing we have in a physical universe going through a physical life. It's the help, it's the tribe, it's the coming together and the sharing. Damn it. And then Krishna bows. Thanks you for your whatever you did or didn't do. Yeah, and so do I. But I want to talk to you because this thing has just started. Yeah, it started on January 3rd, 2017. And if you listen to, well, I'll share with you what I'm doing. I'm going back to Gita 1. I'm listening a couple a day. I'm not saying, I'm just going to leave it like that because I want to get what I didn't get the first time. It's there. And you'll see this pattern where I saying the same thing over and over again, and you're finally going to go, got it. All right, so let's see what Master says, okay? Let's see what Yogananda says about this. So we're on page 751. God talks to Arjuna, chapter 9, the royal mystery, or the mystery majestical. And these are verses 4 to 6. Krishna says, I, the unmanifested. I just think, we're going for the gold. We're going for the gold because most people will worship Christ. Nothing wrong with that because Christ just sends up the energy all the way up, but they don't know that. They think that Christ is the end all. It's great. So it goes up. If we know it goes to one place, you might just decide that I'm going home to the Spirit Bliss unmanifest, right? Which is Gita's request, Krishna's loving request for all of us, and not to dilly-dally. I, the unmanifested, pervade the whole universe. All creatures abide in me, but I never get messed up in your mess. We should say that. But I do not abide in them. Wonder why that there's not more saints walking around this planet, right? And even visitations from Christ and Krishna, because this ain't the place to do that. We got to get our butts kicked here. We got to hurt so bad that we start paying attention to truth again, right? Verse 5, behold the divine mystery in which all beings are apparently not in me, nor does myself dwell in them. Yet I alone am their creator and preserver. That's quite a mystery, right? And verse 6, understand it thus, just as the airs move freely in the infinitudes of space, and has its being in space, the airs, yet air is different from space. Just so do all creatures have their being in me, but they are not I. Yeah, because what if God was one of us, just a slob like one of us? It's so easy to be in a spiritual kind of thing and be a complete slob as a human. And we leave it at that. So Yogananda says this, and that's why, kids, we need all the help we can get. I'm willing to give you everything I have to help you, whatever this big block any one of us has, and we all still have many blocks. We need to bust them today, not tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Master said, these words embody a portion of the highest wisdom. That's why today is so important. And tomorrow is Flag Day. It came up on my computer, on my calendar. I'm going, what? Then I remember, because I am listening to one of the early Gitas. The flag to the Pandus represents spirit. So today is Flag Day. Boom! I carry the flag of spirit wherever I go. We might need a spirit flag to hang out our side window, blowing in spirit. Flag of spirit. All there is. So these words embody a portion of the highest wisdom, the sublime mystery. The sublime mystery, man. You just learned about the sublime mystery from Krishna's lips in the now, today. Whew. Man, you've just been culled out from billions of souls on this planet, but you now have the highest obligation to live like an awakened being. If you've heard this, whew, and he's up, and he's up. Krishna promised to reveal to Arjuna. He promised that in verse 1 of this chapter. The thought, creation, meaning the thought that this creation is just a thought in the consciousness of God, although permeated with God, yet does not comprise him nor reveal his essence, is liberating. What we've been talking about is liberating to the true devotee. So many of these streams, yeah, they're nice, and maybe I'm doing it out of a sense of duty or whatever. But if I just leave it alone and it doesn't rock my world, and I don't have a couple nuggets that I carry in my pocket all day long, and I want to share them with the world, even though I won't share them to the people who are unbelievers, blah, blah, but I'll share them with my soul friends and we'll all share them. Now that's a true devotee. So this news, this mystery is, and this Gita is liberating to a true devotee. That's not making any of us wrong. It's just showing you that we need to really light a fire or throw ourselves in the fire to free ourselves from all our baggage that we need not to carry into the next world with us. We don't want any baggage when we go. He who does not cling to it, this is the really juiced up, liberating, true devotee loves truth. Because he does not cling, these souls do not cling to any state of phenomenal being, nor do they give a hoot about anything in the phenomenal worlds, but finds her and his own reality. That's why I said, find your reality. Find your own reality. These Gonzo souls find their own reality only in the unnameable originless. Originless, yeah, unnameable originless. So there's no origin to spirit. That's what Master uses that name, unnameable origin. They give all their loyalty. They find only reality in the unnameable originless. I love it. All this cosmic dream and its creatures are produced by the pure. I love this too. You haven't seen this recently. All this cosmic dream and its creatures, all this delusion, everything is produced by the pure, undistortable beam of God's consciousness. Bing, 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 bing. Stop the film. Stop the film. Maybe I need to be looking more intuitively. hungering after, practicing, seeing an undistortable beam of God's consciousness in everything. This one thing is really a trip. Just focus on one thing. You can only focus on one thing. So I'm looking out my window here, and I'm just pinpointing. So green and lush, and uh, okay, that's Georgia. All right, but I'm just grabbing just one of those green leaves, and I'm focusing on just that one leaf. Okay, you're my one. You're the only one. I love you. This is how we become Regina and Prince and lords of our senses, kids. And that's why I need to talk to you each individually. We're going back. We're going to be starting new, and I'm going to support you 100%, no strings attached. And we're all going to support each other as well. Okay, but you get what I'm saying. So you just focus on one thing. If you're going to, you'll find immediately. If you're walking from your kitchen to your room, focus on one thing and find yourself thinking of something else. So we're not here, we're not with the one. This is why we're still got all our baggage, right? So everything is just one now, one thing at a time, and do it with all your love. It's perfect. Picking up something. This is a big thing, to pick up something. You'll read that when you go back and listen to one of those Gitas, when we talk about how the finger moves and the thing in the brain that moves the finger, but then they kept saying, wow, look at that created a fire mechanism in this part of the brain, and the finger moved. But then someone said, hey, try it without moving the finger, and the thing lit up. So they came to the conclusion, intention is everything. You don't have to move the body and you get the same results. This thing fires this connecting point of you desiring, or your free choice. Just it fires. So we can do all this in consciousness. Woohoo! All right, because it's a consciousness reality anyway. Beyond, actually, it's a totally a bliss conscious reality. All this cosmic dream and its creatures are produced by the pure, undistortable beam of God's consciousness. But his formless, infinite consciousness, this formless, infinite consciousness, and this beam is ever transcendent. It ain't around here in the physical way of looking at things. It ain't around. You never find it. Not limited to or by the finite dream manifestations. Not limited by any of these finite manifestations or dream manifestations of all this phenomena, which you don't have a thing to ever. Don't lose one drop of your precious chi today on this outer world, okay? And on your thinking mind, okay? Because it's just one thing to do. Just put your focus on one little thing with all your love. Grabbing your car keys, that was huge. Just that. Just the one. Love it. Love it. Or Ben, love it. Just love it. Just the one. And it'll get you out of your moods, I promise you. As I sat to meditate this morning, I had nothing. I'm sitting there. Really, Lord? Try all my practices and all that. Nothing. And then I smiled. And I said, Lord, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think I'm making this matter. I'm making it like maybe it's not good to not have any. I think I was a little bit tired. Okay. So when then I let it go. I said, Lord, but you're still here. And pop, all this came to me. The one is here with me now. In my worst moments and my best moment, I don't need to analyze worst and best and all that. That's the delusion, right? I just need to focus on the one who's here with me now. I'm the one. It sparked my soul like crazy, man. A man looking at the sky and the mountains and the ocean does not detect in them the divine presence. The subtle beam of the Creator is imperceptible to the human gaze. This is why stop thinking and seeing and doing from a human perspective. I know it's conditioned, but you're here to just shatter that, blow it up. That's the dynamite of yoga. Because God is everywhere. It is as if he were nowhere. He's everywhere, but it is as if he were nowhere. Though all creatures are formed of God texture, He is not contained nor exhausted by them. I love that. But the creatures are. Anything that we do here, we're bought into this whole thing, right? We're exhausted. Just plain exhausted. I am, at least. This interpretation explains the seeming contradiction in these verses, that although the Lord pervades the world, yet he does not dwell in it. I think we're really getting something today on all levels. There's something afoot, and we just getting started. Trust me. Would you please call me? Would you please? I want to talk to you. Okay? That's God saying. And it's saying right behind me. God saying, I want to talk to you. Okay? All right. This interpretation explains the seeming contradiction in these verses. By God's mysterious power. Now, there's Sanskrit words here. So this is God's mysterious power. How can he pull all this stuff off, right? And it's called Yogam Ashvaram, okay? But that means divine yoga. This mystery majestical is called divine yoga. It's Krishna's divine yoga. His vibrationless, unmanifested cosmic consciousness. That's the consciousness of all consciousnesses. His vibrationless, unmanifested cosmic consciousness underlies all vibratory beings. I sat there, and I told you that what happened. And I just let the vibrationless, unmanifested cosmic consciousness that's underlying my probably pretty just not too high vibrations, it come forward. It came forward. It's underneath everything, okay? His vibrationless, unmanifested cosmic consciousness underlies all vibratory beings who nevertheless cannot be observed to exist in him, nor do they affect him. Even though a beam of light conveys and sustains motion picture scenes with all their varieties and contrasts, the beam itself undergoes no transformation. You know what I'm saying? Similarly, the motion pictures of creation do not disturb the Lord's originating being. We need to really chill now. We need to be imperturbable. And this is the way. This is cool. There's a footnote. We're gonna actually finish Master's commentary on those 3 verses and get some science. Today, modern science is venturing into realms that for more than 4 millennia have been the fiefdoms of religion and philosophy, wrote Professor Amit Goswami, PhD. And you know what he wrote? The self-aware universe, how consciousness creates the material world. The self-aware universe. Is what we're talking, that yourself, the soul, is ever aware. And you are that. You see? Now we just got to calm down whenever we find ourselves in the human condition. So we need to be calm all the time, right? Until the present interpretation of the new physics, the word transcendence was seldom mentioned in the vocabulary of physics. The term was even considered heretical. However, he states, a 1982 experiment by a team of physicists in France has confirmed the idea of transcendence in quantum physics. Oh, now science is catching up. Now we really don't have an excuse. Now when we get Oprah's approval, we should really follow this. However, so the experiment conducted by Alan Aspect and collaborators proved that 2 quantum particles emitting from the same source, so 2 particles from the same source, remain inexorably correlated. That 2 quantum particles emitted from the same source remain inexorably correlated. When a change is made to one particle instantaneously, the other particle is affected similarly, even when separated by vast distances. When there is no signal in space-time to mediate their connection, so no signal, where then exists the instantaneous connection between correlated quantum particles or objects that is responsible for their signalless action at a distance. I love signalless because we're on signals. all the time with these cell phones, right? We need to go off. We need to go off with the transcendence consciousness, because you'll see right now, the succinct answer is because how could there be no signal? It's a signalless action at a distance, bringing uh, two correlated particles or objects in absolute sync with one another. It is because the transcendent domain of reality. He comes right out and said, because there's a transcendent domain of reality. The technical name for signalless, some of you probably know this now, instantaneous action at a distance is called non-locality. I know Chopra talks about this. Non-locality. According to physicist Henry Sapp, the message of quantum non-locality is that the fundamental process of nature lies outside the space-time nut house that we live in, but generates events that can be located in space-time. I think that made a lot of sense to me, where it didn't before. So it's all happening. Doesn't have to be anything that pundits say is going on here. You know, I cracked myself up the other day because I said, you know, Trump was right when he kept saying fake news and rigged elections. I said, this crack me up, because Einstein said God played dice with this universe. The Pandu brothers lost their kingdom of higher soul consciousness to the Kudus because of a rigged dice game. So we being taking this serious, this outer world, is fake news. It's so true. And everything is rigged because we all are in absolute ignorance, abject ignorance. It's rigged. It's rigged by the ignorance, you see? The only thing that's real is the one, and that one is transcendent. That's our message this morning. So let's finish up Master's words. As the wind, wandering in all directions over the infinite sky, is yet unable to affect the sky. So your little noisy mind today, your little petty desires and worries and fears, they go on, don't they? And all your compartmentalized life, and you don't have really time maybe to hear another Gita. Barely have time for this one, right? And all this nonsense. It has nothing to do with anything that's important. It has nothing to do with anything, because what's important is transcendent of all of this. And what we need to do is to tune into that which is transcendent. Hello. What else is new? As the wind wandering all directions over the infinite sky is yet unable to affect the sky, so the colossal. So in other words, you don't have to listen to your fake news. You don't have to get rigged by yourself, by your own making. Self-made we are. So the colossal panorama of creation uninfluentially abides in God's eternal consciousness. The colossal, all of this madness is contained in him. Worst day today, no feeling in meditation, whatever. Kids, there's still the beam, God's undistortable beam of his consciousness is your life. It's you. Relax, rest, open your heart, say hello, I love you. And you're going to find that presence comes up, pulls you up out of this hypnosis that we're in here, and pulls it in closer to the transcendency of your real nature as soul. As the changing images of a dream do not alter the essential nature of the dreamer's consciousness, so the evanescent scenes of the cosmic dream with its hordes of tumultuous emotional beings. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm tired. I'm tired of that. If I let my consciousness drop and myself and that self-awareness, that I can't take it anymore. It's like living with a bunch of lunatics all the time, a bunch of fools. That's why Yogananda said, "What do you want to? Would you rather live in Hades with a wise man, or would you like to live in heaven with a bunch of fools?" And then he goes on to say, take Hades, because that one wise man can make a heaven out of that hell. But if you go to heaven, they'll never stop bugging the what out of you, the fools. They'll drive you crazy while you're in heaven. Stick with the wise. Listen to Krishna. So the tumultuous emotional beings that work and play within it, this changing, tumultuous, fleeting, ill, ills, and false hopes, tumultuous emotional beings are playing within it. Do not involve all of this, who won or lost the game, all of it, everything that the world, it just takes you out and has you absolutely hypnotized and doing stuff. I'm getting done with sports. And for me to say that, I'm done. It's such a trap. It's such a trap. They're not even happy. They're happy for a little bit. It's just a perfect illusion. But and then you get paid all this $1 million. And then the world is starving. Most of the world's starving. Nah, no, 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 no. I can't watch it. I gotta go to the source. Stop all of this buying into even a split second of this outer mess and this inner mess. All of that. All the mess though. Whatever way you look at it right now, kids, right now, there's just one way. You have to choose to look at it right now. You get to choose what one way that is, but there's only one way. So with all this going on, it does not involve the divine, unchangeable dreamer, right? That's the same as what it was the other word that I used, the unnameable originless. Now, Yogananda says, doesn't involve the divine, unchangeable dreamer. We're almost done. Such is the paradox of creation, that God exists as the soul of all men and women, creating and supporting them, yet does not himself become entangled with them. And human beings, although saturated with God, are overcome by cosmic delusion. See, that's what I'm saying. With little knowledge, you can't even understand. You're just little knowledge is a really dangerous thing. People just stick with that little knowledge, right? So they're overcome just like that by this cosmic delusion and made subject, even though they go to church on Sunday, by this cosmic delusion, and made subject to birth and death, a mystery indeed. In the end, and the Gita is saying, you don't allow yourselves to accept the fact that, I hear that time even in the ashram. Well, come on, man, don't be real. Some monks would chat with each other. Said, yeah, we're coming back. We're all coming back again. That I never bought into that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hear it from almost many, many devotees. You're coming back. You're coming back. But if you study the Gita, we have a shot of not coming back. My dears, don't you believe in an underdog? Yeah, this is your own Rocky story times billion, man. A mystery indeed. In the end, all speculation about the ultimate secrets of God and creation are profitless. This ain't speculation. This is truth. The stark fact is always with us. Man is here and now undergoing the painful test of human incarnation. Just as prisoners, love this way to end. Just as prisoners plot ceaselessly to regain their freedom. I don't think we don't really believe in this kind of God, entitled world we live in, an entitled nation, and get cheap thrills and get what you want instantly, and pillows and all these luxuries and all this stuff. I don't think we feel we're prisoners. That's abject delusion. That's why we're in a pickle here, right? So I hope you guys feel like, man, I've had enough of this prison in myself. I have enough, pain in my heart every time I fool myself, every time I don't follow through on an intuition, every time I don't act because my faith is okay, but it hasn't, without action, it ain't going to be that powerful. It's not going to be powerful enough to have you grow and change like we're being asked to, and transform into allegiance to the transcendental. So just as the prisoners plot ceaselessly, we got to really just be ceaseless in this freedom, this liberation idea, kids, to regain their freedom. So the wise among men and women endeavor. The wise, that's us. That's us. Men endeavor to escape the confinement of mortality. in his own good time, from his own ineffable lips. That's how I felt this morning as meditating. God, it's your show. I'm no confliction about that. It's your show. And if you want me to feel better, you'll let me feel better, right? Instantly, maybe I felt better. So in his own good time, from his own ineffable lips, the Lord will reveal to you, devotees, reveal to his devotee all mysteries of heaven and earth. It's up to us. So much we can still learn. So much. We've just gotten started, kids. And we're not doing this to do it. We're doing this to become self-realized. And I know now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that God has been mantling us from day one. But for us, we need to go back and get that for sure. Stamp it, because we're going to make a sprint to the finish line. Okay, you have any questions or any thoughts, my dears, about anything? Well, you're very welcome. Here, let me try an experiment. I know, Lorena, we need to talk. Please call me, dear, please. It's easier for you guys to call me. Leave a message. I'll call you right back or whenever I can, okay? But I'm not as busy as you are, so I'm ready. Now, Ryan, you promise to call me soon? I'm ready. I need, please, let's do this. Call me. We have something to talk about. This next stage, this next chapter of the Gita Rebels is just kicked into gear, okay? And new creation. I don't have your number. Oh, here. Let me put it here for you, Lorena. Yeah, it's a Georgian number. I'm fast at this, aren't I? Okay. Anyway, okay, guys, we can come on. We got a lot to do, not to do, but to be. All right. So you're all going to reach out now. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. God can't wait. Love can't wait. So thank you, brother. Bob was on freedom from this prison of duality. I'm ready. Yeah. Boy, we had a talk last night, me and Bob. Man, along these lines. Seriously. All right. I love you all. All right. And in those old streams, we, this we had a little more question and answer to at the end. So, but anyway, all right. Love you all. All right. All right. Let's just close our eyes for a moment and go throw ourselves all together in the sacred fire that doesn't burn, but just releases from us everything that is not real, everything that is of the dark side here. We know there's dark and light, but it's drawing us. You know what the Pandu, the Buddhi mind represents? Truth revealer and spirit attractor. It attracts you, your wisdom mind attracts you to spirit and reveals truth to you. So we bow to all that is good, beautiful, powerful, and true. Namaste.